welcome. Let's bring in Mike from Allen Control Systems. How you doing, Mike?
I'm doing all right, guys. How you doing?
Seems like you're doing more than all right. Got some big
news
for
us. We're doing more
us.
than all right. We're having a fantastic month around here.
Amazing. Good time to be in the gun on a truck business. Is that the accurate description? Is this all for scaling up Bullfrog? Take us through the product portfolio, reintroduce the company, reintroduce yourself, and then tell us where you're going.
Yeah, sure. Allen Control Systems, we are a company that specializes in the application of robotics for defense. Yeah. Think of the Boston Dynamics of defense, essentially. Mm-hmm. We are building an extreme competency in robotics.
Oh, yeah.
But you guys ship.
Yeah, Boston Dynamics, they shipped, but it took a long time.
Not as much.
It took like 15
Not
months.
as much.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we are... we have our flagship product is Bullfrog. Bullfrog is essentially a robotic gimbal driven by computer vision and machine learning that solves kind of an age-old mechanical problem, which is that you can usually only have a system that is very fast but relatively inaccurate, or very accurate but relatively slow. In order to shoot down fast maneuvering drones, especially tiny ones like Group 1, Group 2s, you need to be both fast and accurate. And so by using and applying AI to our control system, we're able to create a robot that can be both fast and accurate. And that's what we do that nobody else in the world has been able to achieve so far.
Jordy, please.
Yeah, talk about the progress over the last year, what kind of led up to this round, and then where you're going from here.
Yeah, I mean, we have been obviously kind of working on this robot for about 18 months now, since we kind of first brought it out to the field, actually a little closer to 2 years. Bullfrog has been kind of slowly achieving more and more, getting closer and closer to battlefield speeds. In November of last year, we achieved kind of 100% kill rate against 13 Red Army flown drones. So drones that are flown by a team of the Army that are not telling us where they're coming from or what they're supposed to do or how many they have coming.
Interesting.
Wow.
Very cool. Was there already a program of record for this? Like, you hear a lot about how hard it is to get a new technology fielded because the government often knows that they want more planes or more weapons of a certain kind, and most companies that we talk to are usually saying, well, we fit neatly in this box, so it was easy for them to procure us. This feels both old and new. It's like innovative in all the correct ways and maybe leaning on the shoulders of like what the Army can already field, like a truck and a gun.
Yeah, so we are not currently a program of record. Okay. Our technology kind of lays in a class that you usually call ahead of need.
Okay.
So requirements that are being built right now will start to address what this system is capable of doing now, but also what it's going to be capable of doing in the future, which is much more. Where we are very fortunate, this company is really sitting at like just a perfect storm of tailwinds between the war and the size of the threat and the lack of other solutions that can solve it. The president and the Secretary of War created Joint Task Force 401, which is specifically meant for selecting counter UAS technologies for all services, both domestically and abroad. Yeah. And so we were selected by them to get sent forward after the war started. That is basically a blanket approval for all services, including the Coast Guard and Secret Service, to buy our technology and put it to use.
Is this? I imagine the sweet spot is like the DJI size quad rotor drone. We're not talking about shooting down something like a Shahed drone. Is that correct? Is that the focus long term? Do you want to be counter UAS in all classes over time? Or do you just want to be the best at this small scale counter UAS? Because they're all problems and maybe there's some other solution for taking out the enemy's version of like a Predator drone that might be a completely different job to be done, a completely different technology.
Yeah, I mean, that's a great question. We are currently very focused on being the best at shooting down Group 1, Group 2 drones, which are absolutely the hardest drones to engage right now. I mean, lasers are pretty good at shooting down Group 3 drones, but you have to keep your laser on target for 5 to 15 seconds in order to do damage to the airframe. So we are perfectly positioned for the Group 1, Group 2 threat. Now, that said, we can shoot down Group 1 drones very, very far away. And so if I can hit a 7-inch target on a Group 1 drone very, very far away, I can hit very vulnerable parts of a Shahed at the same distances. So while we're not the ideal solution for engaging those larger targets, you have roadrunners and other things that can go out a little bit farther. You're going to want to hit them 20 to 15 kilometers away. But when they get closer and you need that last line of defense, we are absolutely a great solution for taking those out of the air.
Talk about scaling manufacturing. Like it doesn't look like you manufacture the truck. It doesn't look like you manufacture the actual gun, but there's a whole system that creates the Bullfrog product. What's actually going on that you can share in the manufacturing process? Is it milling different parts to fit things together? Integration of different systems? How are you thinking about scaling manufacturing?
When we built Bullfrog, the hardware was not the exquisite part of the system. We built Bullfrog incredibly well. We built it so it could be easily maintained, and we built it so it'd be easily manufactured and scaled very quickly. And that's one of the other differentiators that we have against the other counter-UAS solutions that are out there, is we can get to thousands of units really, really fast. And the way we do that is 90% of Bullfrog is made from basically commercial off-the-shelf components.
Sure.
Standard things that you see in a robust supply chain with multiple vendors that can quickly get us to the amount of inventory that we need to start pumping out 1,000 of these every single month.
Talk a little bit about the compute. I mean, you're doing image recognition. It seems like there's a camera there. Is that all done on device? Is there a need for edge compute, a need for cloud computing? Or, because I imagine this is designed to operate in off-grid scenarios effectively, right?
Yeah, 100%. It has to be a completely self-contained compute system. In order to do something autonomously, think about an unmanned ground vehicle or an unmanned surface vessel.
Yeah.
If you have to have an operator over a latent network manually controlling a gun to actually shoot a target in real life, you're never going to hit anything.
Yeah.
So having a fully autonomous system like Bullfrog out on those platforms that can be asynchronously tracking targets and just waiting for an operator to say, engage that target, is a huge advantage when you start talking about operationalizing unmanned payloads.
Yeah.
And that is another kind of huge niche that we have that we're going after right now.
Yeah.
How big's the team these days?
We are approaching 250 today.
Wow.
And I don't know where we started the year, but I think it was like 80. Last I heard, we were hiring about 50 people a month. We are trying to drag in the absolute best engineering talent possible. One way we look at kind of differentiating ourselves in the industry is you have the Andurils, and they're doing a great job of finding companies and doing roll-ups, but I think they're losing a lot of their technical depth. And so we're really focused on building a really, really core engineering team that understands robotics. And robotics is an incredible symphony of detailed, integration between hardware and software to do it well. And we think that we can really differentiate ourselves in the future as we talk about bringing on more products to solve defense needs with robotics.
That makes sense.
Little shots fired there from the Bullfrog chief himself.
From the company that shoots shots.
Really, really impressive progress.
Tell us about the round.
Yeah.
How much did you raise?
We raised $200 million at a $2 billion pre-money valuation.
Woo! Yeah. Let's go. Hit that
I can say Jordan helps with our Series A presentation, so he's a part of it.
Thank you so much for coming on the show.
We should share that presentation at some point.
Absolutely.
Yeah. No, it's crazy. Right before, like pre TBPN.
Yeah.
I had the pleasure of helping you guys kind of position what you're working on, and you guys have executed it, the strategy to a T. So it's awesome to see.
Gonna keep going. It's really exciting. We think you guys will see another big announcement in the next 12 to 18 months. So
congratulations.
Thanks for having us on.
Looking forward to
soon.
seeing you again. Cheers, Mike. Congrats to the team.
Have a good rest of your day.